Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
In the Black American reality, the people are presented with representations of real-life kings and queens through the medium of the Black Research Institute, BRI. These are their stories.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody to the BRI, which is the Black Research Institute and Unlimited to Sky. See, I try to merge entertainment with information, and the topic, and to top it all off, it's a dope conversation. Ain't no time for the faking, debating, or the hating. I'm trying to hip you all to the moves they be making. They all struggle, but still find a way to make a way. Fight back, count stacks, stay black all day. So I seek to supply you all with inspiration, with information to remedy our present situation. By showing you examples of Black royalty, and you never have to question my intent of loyalty, we're moving forward with the strength that's supremely kinetic, confident, Black, unapologetic. Instilling self-love is what really breeds hopes. No doubt about it, Black people, we dope. Yeah, we ain't nothing but dope. And tonight I got another dope young lady, a serial entrepreneur, as she calls herself. Once again, y'all know how I do it here at the BRI. I contact people. I ask them, would they like to be interviewed and tell us about themselves and their services. Once they agree, I have no contact with them until the night of the interview. And I do that to keep the interview organic. So Tonight we're gonna have a wonderful conversation with Miss. No, I'm not gonna say her name yet. When we come back from this secondary break, I'm gonna introduce you to tonight's guest.
Hey everyone, it is Jessica Gordon, North Carolina, South Carolina Realtor, former classroom teacher, wife, boy mom, caregiver, and all those other hats. On January 24th at 8 p.m., I am going live with Mr. Denoris Wilson on the Black Research Institute. You do not want to miss it. We are looking forward to engaging in some meaningful conversations. Looking forward to seeing you.
Okay, and we're back in the throne room. So tonight's guest, she calls herself a serial entrepreneur. When I initially contacted her, and after she agreed to come on the show, I started going to her page more frequently and just start checking out what she was doing, and she was right. She's a serial entrepreneur, right? Like in the flesh, she's doing so many things. So I'm gonna let her explain to you all about herself. Everybody, welcome Miss Key Jack. You got your mic muted, Key.
Hello. Can you hear me?
How you doing?
I am blessed, highly favored. I cannot complain. How are you?
I'm great. So before we start the interview, there's two customary questions that I have to ask you before we can proceed to make sure that you're in right mind, state, body, and health to continue with this interview. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you being safe?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay, so we can continue. What's happening, Key? What's going on?
Oh, 2022. That's what's going on.
Okay. So just tell me this before I let you tell a little bit about yourself. Tell me this. When I initially contacted you to do the interview and you saw the name Black Research Institute, what did you think?
This guy must be like one of those like Black Power guys, just like stepping into the movement is really what I thought. And then when you came with the flyer and it was like Black Research Institute, I was like, yes, I love it.
Okay. A lot of people think like it's like you said, like a militant, like Black Panther, or and don't get me wrong, I think I got a little bit of Black Panther in me. I think I got a little bit of Martin Luther King in me. I think I got a little bit of Thurgood Marshall in me too, right? Like so, but it's more so about us researching ourselves.
Absolutely.
Right? Us researching ourselves by how can I say it? By presenting ourselves as test subjects and inspiration. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm talking to you, you're going to tell me all about yourself, about where you got to and how you got there. And then someone may be able to relate, right? They may be able to relate. They may be able to lock in and be like, yo, well, she said she did this. Let me try this. Right? So Key, I don't know you from a can of paint. You don't know me from a can of paint, but this interview is about you. So tell the people a little bit about Miss Key. Is it Kiera?
Yes, it is actually Kiera. But everybody calls me Key pretty much. So I am 31 years old. I am from Houston, Texas. I am a mother of 2 children. I grew up with both parents. So my parents married for 27, 28 years. no outside children, just me and my little sister. And I lived a nice childhood life. I did. Um, I got my first job at 16, and I've been working nonstop since then.
Okay. So, what inspired you to be just an entrepreneur?
What inspired me to be an entrepreneur was I ventured off in becoming an entrepreneur in 2015. And I was in the real estate industry, and I just felt like for you to progress and to really be like a regional or be, get a higher level position, you had to kiss a lot of butt. And I'm not a butt kisser. So I'm
Okay.
gonna keep it PG, I ain't gonna cuss. But I'm not a butt kisser to get where I want to be in life. I mean, I believe in hard work will get you there. And I just felt undervalued. I felt like I would work for this property management company. I work for the next property management company. And I just felt like I wasn't being valued, and I would lose a job and, and have to go search for a job. It was just a revolving situation to the point I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm about to start me a business. I want to work for myself. So it's 2022. I haven't had a W-2 job since 2017.
Wow. Okay, so we talked about your entrepreneurship. Let's talk your inspiration to becoming an entrepreneur. So let's talk about your entrepreneur endeavors. What was your first entrepreneurial dive in the pool?
I started a cleaning business in 2015 when I was in college. And if you know me, I'll befriend anyone. So I had a Pakistan friend in college, and she put me on to like all of her people. So I was cleaning her house, I was cleaning everybody's house, all these Pakistanians' house. But it was like for a little bit of nothing. And I mean, I was cleaning the heck out of their houses for a little bit of nothing. Um, and I was like, man, but I was still in school. I was in college. I had one child at the time. And I mean, I was just like, I got to make something shake because I really didn't like working. I was working at a call center at the time. And I ended up actually losing the job for something very, very petty. Call center have strict rules. So I couldn't eat on the floor, and I got in trouble caught eating, and I was terminated. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do my own thing. I have OCD, so I love to clean. So I said, I'm going to just, start my business with cleaning, and I'm going to just go to school. And that's just what I'm going to do. And so that was my first time jumping off the boat into entrepreneurship.
Okay, so I like hearing this, right? Because it's almost like when you ask somebody what was their first rap name. So what was the name of that cleaning business?
And I still have it. It is called Fancy Cleaning Services. And our slogan is, we make your dirt our business.
So you still have it up and running?
I still have it up and running.
You have employees?
So what I do now is I just contract it out. I tried the employee thing, and now so no, I don't have employees.
Oh, man. Okay, so what other entrepreneur endeavors are you involved in?
Okay, so I do a lot. I'm pretty sure you saw that on my Facebook. So I also have a financial advisory firm. It's called K&K Professionals. It was established in 2020.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this question. It may seem rough, right? It may seem rough.
Come on, give it to me raw.
Okay, so with your cleaning business,
Mm-hmm.
with the business that you just mentioned,
Uh-huh.
um, aren't you going into trucking too?
I have a trucking business as well. I do.
Okay.
Tectonic Logistics LLC, and I have a business partner with that business.
Okay, so you have a trucking business, a financial advisory business.
A financial firm, yeah,
Okay. And a cleaning business.
and a cleaning business.
Okay. Any other businesses?
My kids have vending machines.
That's the one I was trying to get to, right?
Yes,
How old are your kids?
12 and 2.
And what made you get them vending machines?
The way that I was raised.
Okay. So the 12-year-old goes around with you and fills the vending machines up?
I don't do anything. She does it all.
Okay. How many?
They just have 2. So we have 2.
Okay.
One each.
That's good. That's good. See, that's what I was trying to get at. But I also want to ask you this rough question. With doing so many things, you wearing so many different hats with your, the vending machines, the financial advisory, the trucking company. Oh, she left me. She left me. Okay, so she's back. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. So with so many things that you got going on, when do you get the time to master one of those things?
Every day.
And
I really have to find my balance. It's not easy.
And which one of those things that you which one of those business endeavors that you are involved in would you say is your best at?
My financial advisory firm.
Okay. Why would you say you're best at that?
I'm a numbers person. I literally do numbers in my sleep.
Okay, let's say this. How would you get me to be, how would you approach me to be your client?
Well, pretty much I explain to any one of my potential clients what my business has to offer outside of any other business that's doing the same thing as me. So what I feel that K&K Professional has to offer is we're not only a financial advisory firm here to provide you with the service, we're providing you with knowledge with the service. So we don't want you solely depending on us. We provide credit repair assistance. So I teach my clients about credit so then they know how to maintain their credit after I have gotten you to a 700 credit score. Because if I've done all the work, you're going to be back in the same predicament once I'm done getting you to that 700 because I didn't teach you how to utilize your credit or maintain it. So what K&K Professional has to offer is we're giving you knowledge with each one of our services, whether it's business credit, business loans, whatever.
So I don't just pay you and you take care of it.
Absolutely not. I'm going to be on you about what you are paying me to do.
Right. So you're going to be not only an advisor, but a coach.
Absolutely.
Okay. I like that. And the reason why I asked that question is because I see a lot of people doing a lot of stuff, right? And I want to know if you're doing it because it's faddish and you can make some money, or are you actually doing it to help people? Not you per se, but just in general, because I believe when you start doing things just to make money, the quality of that thing, I don't care what it is, goes down.
Absolutely.
If you're coaching or whatever. So to hear you tell me that, nah, you can't just give me your money and I take care of it. That's good. So K&K Professionals.
I believe there's a difference between being money motivated and purpose driven. It's a big difference. And I feel like a lot of people are online teaching financial literacy or business credit and personal credit. Everybody's doing a lot of the same things. So you have to be purpose driven about what you're doing, because when the money's not coming in, where's your drive?
Right. Exactly. You exactly. You are exactly right. That's what I put something on Facebook about last week about an entrepreneur, and that's like a lot of entrepreneurs when they get an idea, they on 1,000. Like they are on 1,000. They own it for the first maybe 2 months. On it. Pedal to the metal, happy, excited, and then they have that first event, and and it don't pop like they thought it was gonna pop. All that gas is gone now.
Yep.
And I see it all the time by me being a graphic designer. I see it all the time.
I
You
see
know,
it.
so when you get a client like that that's just really, really excited about, because you know if they that excited, their expectation of the service is probably gonna be, yeah, right.
Absolutely.
How do you put things in perspective for them? How do you put things into perspective?
I reevaluate themselves. So I ask them questions that make them say, you know what, hold on, I gotta step back a second. Because I want to know where this go is coming from. I want to know where this drive is coming from. I want to know, are you purpose driven or are you money motivated? So I ask the person, what makes your business unique? Why would I choose you over the 900 people that's doing the same thing? Right. What makes you unique? I ask them, what is their purpose? Do you have a strategic, realistic plan on how you are going to get to the vision that you see? Okay, and then how we're going to do that. Let's come up with realistic goals to get us to this ultimate vision. And a lot of people, when I start asking them about the purpose and I start asking them about the uniqueness, they're like, oh, dang, I got to step back and ask myself these questions because they just came up with all this drive and they don't know where it came from. They just have that idea, but they don't know. Like I have people all the time that contact me about the Airbnb business. And I'm like, why do you want to do this? Because it's a lot of people, I think they don't realize the overhead of being a business owner. They just think they see Instagram. I don't know if you ever saw that Jay-Z video when he said that people always mimic the ending results. They want that ending results. Before Kobe shot that 13 or that 12 or whatever, nobody saw Kobe practicing 16 hours a day. They just saw the results of the game. And I think a lot of people have that concept about business owners because we get online and we don't show the nitty gritty. We don't show them broke days. We don't show them emotional days. You know, they just see the glitz and glam. They see the luxury cars. They see the nice houses, the Gucci purses. So they think, oh, she got it together or they got it together. No, as a business owner, you figuring it out every day. It's like parenting. You are figuring out what works best for your business, your brand. And everybody's teaching this business literacy online, but at the same time, it's general information. So it may not even work for your business.
Well, you know what? I had to, some years ago, I had to stop seeing my life in two positions, right? I had to stop seeing my life like where I was right now. And I had to stop seeing where I wanted to be. What I had to start really looking at is where I was going.
Absolutely.
Like, because most of us, we see where we are now and where we want to be, and that's all we see. We don't understand how to get to where we want to be. We know that's what we want.
Progress is the best part. That's the best part. The progress of getting to that ending result. That's the best part of the figuring out, celebrating those small wins along the way.
You only know that, right? Like you only know that. And people like you only know that because at some point they went through something and made it through and understood how much more joyful that was and more fulfilling in making it through than if someone gave it to you.
Absolutely.
Right? Like I went through stuff, like, you know what I mean? So, but a lot of people, they too scared to go through anything.
Yeah. That's very much a true fact. A lot of
Right.
people like to stay content because it allows them to.
Woo! We have to understand that, like, when you start seeing yourself and you start looking at your future, you can't just think the future is just gonna appear in front of you. It's not gonna appear in front of you. And I mean, it's in front of you, but it's not just it's not gonna happen that way that you see it in your head unless you make it happen.
I'm
Okay.
that I have like 99 alarms on my phone to let me know when to cook, when to do this, when to do that.
I mean, well, you got a schedule. That's good.
I have to
Right.
have.
That's good. So what I want to ask you is that the trucking business, which is the hot thing right now,
Absolutely.
it is hot. Like, it is the hot
The
thing.
money is definitely good.
So okay, I, I recently just found out that I knew someone else that was in the trucking business. So I never knew anyone that was ever involved in the trucking business besides driving, right?
Hmm.
So on the back end of it, it's called the logistics, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the logistics of okay, what does what what does the logistics do in terms of the trucking business?
Basically, we're the back office of anything of the truck driving industry. So pretty much we are scheduling the loads, we are sending off the contracts, we're negotiating the pay, we're basically like the truck driver's personal assistants in a sense. So we're making sure you get paid. I'm sending you your 1099s. I'm making sure your contract is signed, an agreed payment. So we're doing all the back end work, which typically men need us anyways. So
Okay.
no.
Now, so do you remember Menace to Society? And you remember they was in the interrogation room and the black guy said, "You know you done messed up now, right? You know you done messed up. Because you know you done messed up. See, you just showed me why our supply chain is backed up because y'all logistics people are up there trying to negotiate bigger prices and stuff like that and holding our stuff up. Get it right. Get it right, Keith.
It's the politics. It's we ain't even got nothing to do with it.
You know what? It got to be the politics when you got like ocean carriers just sitting.
Let me tell you, my business partner truck is actually down right now, and he needs a water pump, and it's back ordered overseas out in the ocean somewhere. It's back ordered for 2 months, so he is in cahoots right now because every time he gets in that truck, that's $7,000. So you imagine losing 14K a day because he can go drop a load off, pick a load up. He is losing his mind now. We do have 20 trucks, but he is very much hands on where he likes to get out there and go get it on his own. So he is losing his absolute mind right now because his truck is not operable right now and his pieces are on back order. It's nothing we can do about it.
You know what? I just thought about something when you was talking. I know the trucking business is big in Texas because Texas is so big. Like, it's so big. So I know you can be probably a millionaire trucker and don't even never have to leave the state of Texas.
Yes, last year my business partner made $200,000 and I wrote off about 90K of that. So he still brought in a decent amount.
I
Um,
hate I hate that. I hate that. I make 200K. I bring in 200K after I done paid for the gas, insurance, then whatever else that come along with the trucking business, and you want to take almost half of my money.
exactly. And see, and honestly, like, I've been knowing my business partner since the 5th grade. Like, I hadn't talked to him for 2 years, and he just really reached out to me on Facebook out of the blue and was like, "Hey, you want to start a trucking business together?" I was like, "What?" He was like, yeah, you want to start a trucking business? I'm going to pay for the course. I just need you to take it. You want to do it? I was like, I'm about to go to California. I guess. Send it to me. He said, okay, I'm going to send it to you. It's going to be 6 weeks. I said, I'll finish it in 4. Leave me alone. So I did it in 4 weeks. I don't know if you ever heard of Alex Good Energy, but I took his course. My business partner paid for it, and I'm going to just write it off on his taxes. But but he paid for me to take the course. And I mean, it was very informative. I'm a geek. So I learned it, and I mean, it's been on since then. So.
I mean, I have a family a couple of family members that's in the trucking business, right? So, and 2 of them are out of Atlanta, actually, and another one is out in New Jersey area, New York area. And I have another young lady that does exactly what you're doing in Atlanta. I wonder if, like, all of y'all ladies that's doing logistics and like booking trips, why don't y'all just form a Voltron conglomerate?
I'm already doing it. I love to network. I love talking to people. So I've already linked with three Black women brokers in the Houston, Texas area. And I'm also wanting to create a support group for Black mothers, Black business owners that are mothers, single mothers. So I believe in collaboration over competition. I feel like it's enough money for every single one of us to get it. We just gotta want it. But absolutely, I'm down for collaborating with my sisters, with my queens, definitely, to get some bread. We're gonna get some money.
See, we don't understand like our real power, right? Like our real power is in that we are the backbone of the country. That's the real power of it, right? So when you think about trucking, it's a lot of trucks on the road, a lot of Black drivers, a lot. Like, it's a lot of Black drivers, right? So now, if those Black drivers went to one firm, they won't. If they really understood, if you went to one firm and that firm is negotiating, but just because you're part of that firm and y'all all there, the price just went up.
Absolutely.
And that's just common sense, right? But the way they keep you competing with prices is you're independent, you working with this one over here, you're independent. So now we're negotiating prices, not over a broad scale, but over minute increments.
Mm-hmm.
And then, depending on the time and depending on the season, we may negotiate a higher contract for you, but your boy ain't getting that.
Absolutely.
Whereas you coming from one firm or one big conglomerate, look, the price is the price.
Yeah.
When you form that, let me know, because I want to bring y'all on the BRI, because I think
we're gonna be back on here. I literally, before I started the interview, I had a broker who contacted me like, hey, I need some dualies on the road. I said, oh, okay, say less. Send me your information. I have them on the road in 2 days. And it's crazy. I don't know why this just popped up in my head, but because I'm very, very I'm very deep. I'm always looking at the lesson of everything. So I have a story. So the other day, I'm really big on perspectives. Like when your perspective of life changes, you're able to be so much better when you have a positive perspective on life. So the other day, I ran into the curb in my truck, bust my tire. I said, okay, I'm about to go. The old me would have been very, very upset about me busting my tire. I would have probably felt like my whole day was ruined. I said, no, about to go to the gas station, put some air in it, keep it pushing. Go to the store, to the tire shop, get my tire fixed. Well, I get to the gas station and I hit the curb again, trying to put air in it. And so by the grace of God, I had AAA. I called AAA. I said, okay. They said, oh, he'll be there in an hour. The guy came in like 15 minutes. He was a very nice, really, really ongoing guy, whatever. And he said, so I started networking with him. I said, you drive, because I have a Escalade, so I had to get a flatbed. He couldn't drag my truck. So he came with the flatbed. I said, how long you been driving? Do you like driving? Blah, blah, blah. I'm just start talking to him. I hired him. He's now one of my drivers. And it's just so crazy because life, I said again, it's about perspectives, you know? So instead of me like having an attitude and maybe missing an opportunity because I would have had an attitude with the guy, he probably would have been thinking like, this lady got a bad attitude. I probably would have came off rude. I didn't do that. I really had a positive outlook, like, okay, everything's going to work out. Just find a resolution, you know? And here it is. I was able to network and put him on to a new opportunity, making more money than working for AAA.
That's what's up. See, but it ain't that you saw a better perspective. I don't think. I just think you did something that I think we all need to do. You know, you thought twice. Right? Like because like you said, any other time you could have been, oh, my day is ruined or whatever. Like I live by a motto, 2 words. Whenever something bad happens to me, I say at least. At least. There's always an at least. I don't care what happens. As long as you are breathing, there's always an at least. So with that being said, if you take the high road and exude good energy about a situation,
Absolutely.
good things will come out of that situation.
Yeah, you have to stay optimistic. Have to.
It's hard though. It's hard.
It's really not, because I mean, I used to feel like that, but I feel like, I mean, you either gonna be detrimental to your life. Is really life is chess. It's not checkers. So when you really understand that, you're gonna always look at things from a blessed perspective. I mean, I could really get real transparent with y'all right about now, but I mean, life is really about perspectives. I just moved from Mississippi back to Houston. Packed up my 5-bedroom house, came back to Houston, got me an office in Houston, been in grind mode. You know, life is about perspectives. And I left a bad 5-6 year relationship in Mississippi, left my 5-bedroom house, left some other little assets and whatever, and came right back home to Houston, where I felt this is my stumping ground. But I say that to say that I could have allowed myself to play the victim role, because a lot of people do that. You know, they become detrimental when you have a lot of people cannot be in the comfort of their own company. And when I moved to Mississippi, because it really had me, you know, in deep thought about a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have even thought about when I was in Houston. So your life is really always about your perspective. You're either going to look at things from a negative perspective, or you're going to look at things from a positive perspective. But how you look at it is how it's going to keep playing itself to you. You can keep, oh, this and that is happening, this and that, or you can be gracious of the progress and the results, the resolution. How are you, instead of complaining, come up with resolutions. If you have the ability to change what you're going through, why sit there and victimize yourself? Why? Like, you know, figure it out. Everybody got a story. Let's get it.
You know, I used to have the exact same like demeanor as you until I developed the fact that, look, man, 8 billion people in the world, 8 billion. That means there's 8 billion individuals. 8 billion individuals that's going to do individual things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Until we realize that, like, in order for us to really be happy as a species, everybody got to be happy.
Absolutely.
Everybody got to be happy. So that means some of us got to be less greedy. And then it also means some of us got to be more motivated.
Absolutely.
Right?
And
it got to happen on both ends.
And
Top end.
identify what is happiness to us, because happiness to you may not be happiness to me.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. And that because you are an individual, right? Right. You with your own DNA. Ain't nobody else like you on this planet. You are truly a one of one,
Absolutely.
right? And that means whatever your life experience is, no one else will ever experience that.
Absolutely.
So however you decide to direct that, my thing is if you're directing that and you're getting in trouble, you're not really being productive, you're not really being successful, you're just out here, you ain't even living, you're just existing.
That's
You,
most of the world.
then you have no right to complain.
Absolutely, you have no right to complain. And I really feel like a lot of people are really running from themselves. I mean, I feel like 99% of people cannot be in the comfort of their own self, their own company, because it makes them really reflect who they are as a person, why their life is the way they are, why they make the decisions that they make. Some people are still dealing with childhood trauma that they can't be accountable for because they don't want to be. They're running from themselves. So that's why you see a lot of people at the club on the weekends or out to eat. When you see those girls, or when you hear people say, well, I don't even like him, girl, I'm just going for food, because she's afraid to sit at home and read a book or find her a craft or find her a hobby, or he's out on dates with this young lady that he can't see having a kid by, he don't see marrying her, but it's fun. Or you hanging out with toxic people that you know not your people for real. Y'all can't go to church together, y'all can just go to the club together. People running from themselves out here. That's why you see a whole bunch of toxic relationships and people jumping into toxic relationships because they running from themselves, and they jumping into relationships for happiness instead of finding the happiness within themselves. People running from themselves out here. It's crazy out here. It's a battlefield.
Well, I mean, I think it happens like that through all millennia, right? But I think the time that we living in just exasperates the situation because we're no longer really a product of our environment, but we're a product of our marketing. We're a product of the things that have been marketed and shown us. All those characteristics about going to the club or not going to church with your homegirls, you can see that on the TV any day of the week. They ain't got to read a book for that. They can look at that on the TV. They can look at, drinking and smoking and everything that's non-productive. They can see that on the TV. And I try to get people to understand that whatever you watch goes into your brain computer, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Right? I used to be in the Navy. Before I went to the Navy, I never cursed. Never cursed. 6 months in the Navy, I'm like a professional sailor with the cursing. But because I was around it all the time, right? I was around it all the time. So it ain't like I said, I'm going to start cursing. I just started cursing because the stuff that was getting in here had to come out.
Absolutely.
Right? So what you're describing to me is like creatures of habit. Like they see something and that something, quote unquote, is supposed to be dope or hot or whatever, and everybody does it, so I'm gonna do it too. And it definitely ain't you. So when you think about yourself in the next 5 years, with all the business ventures that you have going on, where do you want to be, and where do you realistically see yourself?
Retired. I'm 31. I will be retiring no later than 38. And I will be only doing real estate investments. That is my goal. My goal is to be out here building apartments, creating communities, container homes. That is my true passion. My true passion is to help single mothers. I mean, I've been a single mom my whole life, so my goal is to create safe spots for single mothers like myself, battered kids. That is where I see myself. Retired from K&K professionals. The clean. I want everything to be delegated out. That's what I'm working on right this second. Delegating virtual assistants, delegation. That's 2022 is very, very personal to me. I plan on being retired. And stepping more into my purpose of building apartment homes. I mean, I bought some land. I just bought some land in Mississippi. I bought the land for $7,000. It's appraised at $156K. My earnest money was $1,000. That's a pair of my Gucci shoes. So, you know, to get where I want to be in the future, I'm making all the necessary steps now. My nails, I normally have my nails done. That's a sacrifice this year. You will not see me with acrylic on my nails this year. I'm gonna polish them and keep them pushing. You're gonna have to change the way you live. You're gonna have to be uncomfortable, voluntarily uncomfortable, to really get where you are. And I mean, you really have to be tunnel vision. I came back to Mississippi. I've been getting men in my DM all the time. I'm not worried about that. You have to really, really buckle down and be focused. You have to really, really want it. And a lot of people, they talk about wanting it. I tell people all the time, some people, the closer they are to a business owner is in their bio. They don't know the half of the overhead, the stress, the missing time with your kids. I'm in my office right now. My 2 kids are in my receptionist area. It's 7:45. I sacrifice day in, day out. I have to explain to my kids, look, mommy's doing this for a reason. I have you at grandmother's house for a reason. It's an ultimate sacrifice. So I see myself stepping more into my purpose, buying more property, land, building on it, creating communities for low income people. But I'm not wanting to help people that want to use Section 8 and stay comfortable. I want to help people that really truly want the help. I want to be that safe spot for battered women and battered kids and single moms. I'm a single mom of 2 kids, and it's nothing easy.
Well, you need to connect with my mother then. That's her passion too.
I'm down. I did real estate as well, so I stopped doing real estate in 2019. I actually used to work for an ex-NFL player named Indy Kalu in Houston, Texas, and that was my last time working for somebody in 2019. I was literally running this guy's his brokerage firm. I was running his real estate business, and I was like, "What am I doing running his stuff?" This man would have me. I ran 6 multifamily homes, and I did 26 single families. He would have me doing stuff like he didn't know how to do it. He would literally have me doing things that he did not even know how to do himself. But I bet I figured it out. I bet when it was time to him, well, did you get this permit for this property to be operable over here? I bet I had to go to the city of Houston, find out what permit I needed to get this and that done. And at that point, I said, you know what? Because he kind of had made me mad a little bit. He didn't want to use my cleaning business because he said it was going to be a conflict of interest. So I said, you know what? I'm going to quit. So one day when I was supposed to be on my way to work, I wrote up me a effective immediately resignation letter. And I've been sold 10 toes down into K&K Professionals and Fancy Cleaning Services, and now Tectonic Logistics.
That's what's up. See, that's what I think a lot of us don't understand. Like money. A lot of us, we want a lot of money. Like we want a whole bunch of money. No, not me and you, but you know, most people want a lot of money. I mean, don't get me wrong, I want a lot of money too. I mean, but we seem to think that having a lot of money is the end all of be all, right? Like having a lot of money, whereas it's not. The accumulation of it is actually the economy of it, how you spend it, where you spend it, how long you hold on to it. So, like, think about this. Every payday, we have about 11 million people in the workforce, right? So every payday, Black people in their bank account probably accumulate anywhere, like in their bank account on that payday, it's probably about 11 million, about $3.3 billion every payday, right? Every pay. About 2.1 billion of those dollars leave with bills, credit cards, mortgages, car payments, electricity, cable, cell phone. Now, all of these are necessities, right?
Not a necessity.
So there's nothing wrong with paying for a necessity. You need these things, right? Nothing wrong with it, right? Absolutely. But when we pay that money out, every business that we're paying it, name a bill that you pay, a major bill that you pay that is owned by a Black person.
None. I think I told you this before, but I read that the Black dollar stays in the community for 8 hours. So that means by the time I wake up and by the time I go to sleep, I done put my money into another culture's business.
But see, there's nothing wrong with that though, right?
No, absolutely not.
There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with it is we don't have wherever we spending our money at. If we spending our money on electricity, we don't have an alternative to pay electricity, right? If we spending our money on a car, there's nobody selling cars or manufacturing cars that look like us. So we have to understand that, like, okay, yeah, our money is being gone because it's none of us out there. We got to get out there into the gas stations, the car manufacturing business, electric business, the radio waves, all of these things. Excuse me?
We have to want to do those things first.
But we do want to do those things. We just got to do those things.
Absolutely.
You know, I read somewhere like the want of good is an abomination. You know why? You know why I want it? Because you shouldn't want for nothing. God has given you the ability to go get whatever it is you want to get. Absolutely. You shouldn't want it. Like you should go get it. Right? And that's where we stay at. We stay at in the mode of wanting. Nah, go get it. And like you do, you go get it. You don't just want, you go get it.
Yeah, when I was young, I used to drive around Houston and look at $1 million neighborhoods and drive. I'm driving around them now like I'm gonna be over here pretty soon because I know anything I want, I can obtain. Right.
And you know, our problem is we haven't had a lot of inspiration, right? We haven't had a lot of inspiration. That's
and we lazy.
Well, it's easy to be lazy when you ain't got no inspiration, though.
We lazy too. You know, when things get a little complex or a little complicated, I feel like a lot of times we kind of back off. I do it. I will admit sometimes I do it, but I'm the type of person I get irritated when I can't figure something out. So it's like a me versus me type of thing. Like I gotta figure this out because it's getting on my nerves. But a lot of times, you know, people back off because it's a little difficult. It causes you to get out of your comfort zone when you want to obtain something you've never had before. It causes you gotta step outside your body. You gotta get a little loose.
Hey man, I want to be able to lift 375 pounds. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to lift 375 pounds. But I know that if I don't go down there and lift 150 pounds, if I can't lift 150 pounds, I am not going to be able to lift no 375 pounds. I understand that I got to put in the work to build up to be able to lift 375 pounds. Absolutely. So as long as I'm wanting to lift 375 pounds, that's all it's going to be. Me wanting to lift 375 pounds. That's all it's going to be. So, and I understand that there's people who get satisfaction out of the dopamine that they get from like visualizing that the end result in their head. Like I know there's some people that get that. Like
it's like working out. Like you get that boost of that energy. Like after, like every time I work out, I feel much better after. Like I just want to go conquer the world.
right. Yeah, no, I'm saying that those people who only want, they keep wanting because want makes them feel good.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it makes them feel good about. It's almost like it still gives me hope because I want that and I can see that. I can, so it makes them feel good. You know what I mean? Until they on to something else, right? Like
Yeah.
they on to something else. So understand that there are people in the world who they just gonna want stuff. They ain't gonna do nothing. No, not trying to be funny, but
I know you're not funny.
right.
It's wasn't say
Right.
it, but it's a fine line between the two.
Exactly. So by you being who you are, I think it's our job just deliver the message.
Absolutely.
Here's the message. Like here, that's all I can do. It's up to you now. You and the crazy thing about it is each one of your businesses, that is the foundation of everything.
That's crazy. I was thinking that. Absolutely.
One of your businesses is like, yo, here's the information. This is what I do. This is what I can do. This is what I provide. Here's the information. You do with it what you want with it.
Yep. I mean, when I'm doing credit repair, this is the information.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to you to do what you need to do with this information. I can't, by all means, I cannot make you. I can show it to you. I can read it to you. I can write it to you. I can do, but I cannot force you to do something or want something. I can't want it bad. I can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself.
Right. So, what you got coming up in the future?
Well, tomorrow I have a lot coming up. I'm always trying to do something, and I think one of the young ladies that I was telling you about earlier, because I have my Instagram live on too. But I'm wanting to. I have a lot going on coming up. I'm always on networking, trying to get back to the community. So tomorrow I actually have a live. We're talking about taxes tomorrow on live with a real estate agent and a notary. She is out of the Dallas, Texas area. She's my best friend. Also, she's Salvadorian. She's in the Dallas area. I will be doing that on tomorrow on Instagram Live. And then on Friday, I have another interview in regards to goal getter goals. And then in March, we are doing a spring break event for the kids where we will be cutting their hair, cutting the boys' hair. And I've contacted my beautician. We're going to be giving the girls 2 ponytails, going to low income areas and making sure the kids look good when they go back to school. Maybe having backpacks and things like that for them. And then I'm really, I'm stepping into it. I want to create that support group for single mothers who are trying to be business owners. And I just came up with this idea about 2 days ago when one of my mentees called me, and she hasn't been following up, and I'm just like, come on, baby, you got, I can only do so much with this push. And she's just been really going through it. Her mom passed away, and she's just been going through it. I know her mom was her primary support system, and with me just moving back to Houston, and as a single mom, I a lot of times feel like my back is against the wall and I don't have, a support system. And sometimes your family, they don't understand what you're trying to do. I read a post the other day that said you can't expect people that created generational curses to understand you trying to break generational curses. So sometimes I don't get support from my family like I would like, or, that I expect. So it's really good sometimes to have that, that support system coming from somewhere. So I just want to give single mothers, that's trying to be great. I want to give them that support system So that's really something that I'm going to step into this year, is creating that support system for female entrepreneurs, business owners, entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs. Because I mean, having a support system can bring out so much greatness in someone. So I just want to do that. I always pray to be blessed to bless others. So I'm gonna keep stepping in that purpose.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold you to that, and whenever you get that group up and running, I want you to come back on the BRI and let everybody know how it's going. It's been great. Thank you for the interview.
No problem. Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. But before I go, I gotta ask you a couple of questions.
Sure.
Okay. What are you doing to push the culture forward?
What am I doing to push the culture forward? I'm waking up every day teaching our Black people financial literacy, because that's where we are lacking. If we know better, we can do better. A lot of us don't know better, and some of us we really don't have control over how we were raised and what we were put around. So sometimes you are a little naive to the things you know, and that's all you know. So I mean, my goal every day is just waking up, pushing the culture, pushing this financial literacy to anybody that's going to listen, so then they can be better. They can implement what I'm teaching them into their lives and the lives of people around them, so then they can be great and the people around them can be great.
Okay, I hear you. Power to the people.
Absolutely.
No, so the next question is a 3-part question. So I need you to name me 3 famous Black people, but they can't be athletes or entertainers. And you look like you look at the show and you saw the end and you ready. So did you see it? Yeah.
I have to. Oh man. Okay. So, what I gotta do? I have to name 3 Black people.
You can't go ahead and get no help.
I'm not getting help. I promise. I'm not.
3 famous Black people, and they can't be athletes or entertainers.
Michelle Obama.
Okay, I give you
that. Oh, geez. I didn't know you were going to do this to me. Let me think. Because the first person I was going to name is an entertainer.
What's today?
MLK Day. Martin Luther King.
Right. One more.
Let's do Rosa Parks. Oh, look. Someone said Rizza Islam.
Oh, Rizza Islam is not a famous person.
He's not a famous person.
He's a controversial person. He's controversial. Right, but and I like him, but no.
He's not a famous person.
Right, but I like him. I like that brother. I like Rizza. He's very informative. Can't call him famous yet, right? Like you got to get some years underneath your belt. But anyway,
but he said yes, he is. He should be. He said yes. He's not famous, but he almost is there.
That's right. So listen, you slick though. I saw what you did. Once I gave you Martin Luther King, you didn't have to go far. You just go and get Rosa Parks. You think you slick.
Rosa Parks, like, Rosa, that's my exit. Okay, Rosa.
Yo, I really enjoyed talking to you, Keith, man.
And I was nervous at first, but I really, really thank you so much for this opportunity. And I'll be back. I'll be back with some more greatness and some more Black queens and kings that I have influenced.
Okay.
Don't get this movement started.
And you know what? I believe and receive that. Now, and I believe whatever you endeavor to accomplish, you will make it happen, man. So once again, everybody, Miss Kiera Jack. Hey, thank you, Key. I'm gonna holler at you probably Wednesday. I gotta talk to you about something, okay?
Okay, cool beans. Send me the video.
Most definitely. All right, take care.
All righty, God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Miss Kiera Jack. So, man, listen, I'm not gonna hold you long. I'm trying to be disciplined. I'm trying to stay right within the hour, giving myself a 10-minute window. So I'm in that window. But I want to say this. As individuals, yeah, you always have to look out for yourself. But we have to understand that we do not live on this planet by ourselves. So the smallest thing that we do can affect someone else. So if you know that the smallest thing that you do that it possibly can affect someone else, then try not to make those things affect them in a negative way. You can make it affect them in a positive way. Open up the door, say hello, compliment them. You don't necessarily have to be in a materialistic way. Just give joy. Just give joy, man. It's enough hate. Just give joy. And remember, in order for you to receive a blessing, you must first be a blessing.